Good afternoon, everyone. It's Gav. This is the Kop Update, and this is the LFC Daytrippers. Quick show for you today because there's been some breaking news on two counts around Liverpool Football Club today. Came fairly quick one after the other, so I want to just talk about it for 15-20 minutes. See what we all think. Then we look forward to more World Cup stuff later on the channel. But first up, I'm going to start off with Ian Graham, the director of research at Liverpool Football Club, has resigned from the football club. He gave his notice earlier in the year to Liverpool Football Club and will finish up at the end of the season. It's thought that he was close to the likes of Michael Edwards, Julian Ward and stuff like that, and he will leave at the end of the season. But that news came after the news that Julian Ward will leave the club at the end of the season, and Liverpool are thought to be surprised and disappointed at this news. Now, look, this is all blown up online and stuff like that, and there's a blame game going on already, and rumour and speculation around, this is a move that's being made now with the idea of a sale of the club going on and stuff like that. Now, listen, it could be absolutely that deep, but it could be a case that Julian Ward, although he was kind of assistant to Michael Edwards, and he stepped into that role. He's been in that role for about 6 or 7 months now, I think, and it looks like he will last a year in the job and will leave the club. There is comments coming in. I will read them out as they come in as well and get people's opinions. So whatever you think, throw it in there. I don't know if Kevin Ball is in there, and I don't know if he's being real with me or not, but I'll read it out in a minute. But look, Julian Ward, what's people's take on this? Because the way I look at it is, could it be that Liverpool are further down the line in a sale than we think? Absolutely. There could be a restructure in the club that's being put to him, and he's not overly happy with it. And now he's going to make the move now and decide that he's going to hand in his notice now and he's going to leave at the end of the season. Could it be that Julian Ward has got an offer from somewhere else, likes that offer, and wants to take it up, makes a life decision? Absolutely. The world doesn't revolve, as much as we like to think, the world doesn't revolve around Liverpool Football Club. But the fact that he's in the job 6 or 7 months and has decided that when the year is up, or his first year in the job when it's up, that he's going to leave, is a bit surprising. Jake reckons Wardy's pulling a sickie. This is not making me thankful today, says Liz Golden. Lots of changes for new owners to possibly have to solve straight away if they come in. It's all Klopp and Linder's fault, says Kevin Ball. But he does say, I'm only messing, Gav. All the experts on Twitter apparently know why they're leaving. They don't. Listen, everyone in the chat and nearly everyone on this planet do not know how the hierarchy at Liverpool Football Club works, and that's the truth. Okay, I'm not on here to tell you what's happening. I'm not on here to tell you what's going to happen, why it's happening. We're here to speculate, we're here to chat about it. That's absolutely fine. But if you're going to come across to me saying, I knew this was happening and this is why it's happening and this is why this, forget it. I'm not interested. Because genuinely, you'll probably count on one hand, 2 hands maybe, the people that know what's going on in the hierarchy of Liverpool Football Club. But Carl says, strange time and 6 months into his new job. It is. Kev says, got 2 big deals and a major contract over the line, but I don't like the idea of this much change so quickly. 2 big moves out isn't a sign of stability at a club built on stable behind the scenes. Paul Jones says, I don't think this is because of the takeover, because apparently Ward handed his notice in June. It's strange timing unless new owners are closer than we think, although I haven't got a clue, says Carl Robinson. I'm with you on that boat. Liverpool are available for £2.75 billion, says Jake, and that's from that fella in Sky. I can't pronounce his name. Let me see. But if he has handed in his notice in June, and if, let's say, Ian Graham has handed his notice in June, my thinking on it would be that there might be a restructure here, sale or no sale, because the talk is that Klopp has taken a much more hands-on approach with regards to recruitment and stuff like that. We did see a little bit of things in the summer where Klopp went, look, it was my call, and midfielder was my call, and maybe I got it wrong, and they're going to try to sort that out. There's been obviously speculation about Liverpool, will they get investment, minority investment into the club, or a full sale of the club. Okay, there's been speculation on that as well. So maybe it shows that we're further down the line with regards to a sale or investment, or it's a restructure with regards to who's going to make the call on players and stuff like that. The head of research leaving is a bit mad, because I don't know how much input he would have on transfers. You know, he might make a life decision as well. But look, there's loads you could speculate on. Barry says Ward had loads of contacts in Portugal, will lead us to complete and signings from Portugal. I'm sure Linders also has contracts, but maybe we'll be going to different markets in future. Kevin Boss says get Edwards back. I just cannot see that happen. I don't think that's how it works. FSG must have a great pension plan, says Brian O'Sullivan. If he handed in his notice in June, says Kev, when did the salary announcement come? Anyone remember? Gav, do you think the problems in the summer have led to people leaving, transfers, lack of transfer funds, etc., says Jake. And Kev says 43 watching, only 12 likes. Come on, guys. Yeah, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're bringing you Liverpool news as it happens throughout this World Cup. We're bringing you watch-alongs, and we're bringing you update shows that evening after every group matches and stuff like that. And, of course, Liverpool stuff. And there'll be all sorts happening again next week. But I genuinely don't know. You know, if the club is up for sale and it's far down the road, maybe they've been given the indication as far back as June, and definitely now. If they both handed in their notice in June, it's not like it's an immediate action now, it's just coming out now. But maybe if it's that far down the line, possible new owners, if they've been flagged, have said, you know what, we don't want this sporting director, he is a sporting director, and the research guy, we might have our own people. If I'm looking at a sale or no sale, right, and Klopp taking on more responsibility, I wouldn't be surprised if you've seen an actual director of football come in, you know, where he overlooks the whole thing and works alongside Klopp, where the two of them run the show, sale or no sale. And that's me just speculating on what I'm reading today. I get people's frustrations when they're like, oh, what's going on here, what's going on there, and we go back to why haven't we got a doctor and stuff like that. But listen, it's behind it all, whether FSG are selling or not selling, or getting investment or not getting investment, or continue on as they are, they're going to want the best for Liverpool Football Club. They're not going to just down tools and decide, right, we're selling, who gives a fuck, you know. They're not going to do that. It's just not how they work. The fact that he said they're surprised and disappointed, that was the weird one, because Julian Ward, you know, if he has done that in June or he's done it more recently, maybe he was part of the plans and he's kind of thrown them plans up in the air. Maybe, like I said, it could be restructural, and he didn't like where he was going to fit within that. It's a very, very strange one, but you can speculate either way on it. You know, like I've already seen today, like people are blaming FSG, people are blaming when Michael Edwards left, we knew this was going to happen. They're blaming the fact that Klopp may have taken on more responsibility, and now all because Klopp's taken on more responsibility, this fella's leaves and they have a problem with it. It's all a bit, you know, I don't know. It's like a blame game for me. It really is, and I just wanted to see what you people thought of it. All the viewers, people that are commenting. I just wanted to see what you thought, because to me, it could be very simple that these two people have made a decision that they want to do something else in their career, but it could be a lot deeper than that, and it could be involving the sale of the club or whatever it might be. So I wanted to see what you thought. Let me read out another couple of things. Calazo W says this stuff around the club is mental, to be honest. Yeah, I know what you're saying, it's mental, but you know, people leave clubs all the time, you know, and Mike Gordon has taken a step back, and Billy Hogan's meant to be coming in and taking more of a hands-on role and stuff like that. And could he be simplifying what they're doing? And Klopp wants a bigger say, and you know, are they going to change? It's very feasible that they could turn around and go, listen, we're going to take a minority investment in the club here. We're going to streamline down what we're doing. Okay, there's been a bit of upheaval with regards to Michael Edwards, Julian Ward coming in. Maybe that's not working. Maybe something didn't work in the summer. Klopp has nearly taken responsibility for the summer, but maybe there's other things in the background, which is quite possible that we don't know about, because that's, why would we know? But maybe they're trying to streamline it, and they're trying to say, right, okay, we're going to take in a minority investment, we're going to put this money up, and we're going to bring in this person to work with Klopp, and it's going to be much more of a, one-on-one situation, or maybe a director of football with Jurgen Klopp and, Billy Hogan, and those three are going to overlook this, and we're going to streamline a little bit. Maybe that. Or maybe it is for sale. Maybe it's further down the road. These boys know it since June, and they're saying, right, listen, we don't want to be part of it. Or they're being told they're not going to be part of it. But the word surprised and disappointed would tell you, if that's coming from Liverpool Football Club, that Julian Ward was part of the plan. So it's a bit, it's hard to kind of grasp, and it's all right not to know, and it's all right not to be able to grasp it. And it's all right to sit there and speculate and go, but I don't really know, because that's what I'm doing right now. We're just talking about what we've seen. I would suggest we wait to see what way Liverpool react, because if they react by bringing in someone or announce somebody that's going to come in June to take over from Julian Ward, which you might expect considering they're surprised and disappointed, fine. The head of research, they might replace him, and we're just back to square one going, we've just brought new people in. Fresh eyes on it. We're not for sale, or we are for sale, or whatever it might be, but you're probably going to have to wait till Liverpool do something on this before you actually find out, or try make out what the plan might be. Torsos, we probably only know about 20% of what goes on behind the scenes. We aren't there every day. Saying that, it'll definitely be a bit defeatist. I say, what if the next for the Reds step goes right? You've lost me at the end there, Tor. Monaco director of football wouldn't be the worst replacement other than him. Not sure of many other names out there, says Kevin Ball. Paul Jones says, my whole thing is, if we're not the smartest ones in the room, which we have been since 2016, then we need to be one of the richest. Deep pockets needed for our next owners, in my opinion. Yeah, look, we've been based on being clever, and our mantra and our model has been the envy of so many. And you can even look at clubs like Manchester United, who've spent ridiculous amounts of money, and you kind of go, why aren't they doing what Liverpool are doing? We're not spending as much as them, we're getting the right people in place, and we're being successful. It's not all about money. But when it comes to the next owners, that's another issue altogether, Paul, because listen, you could get someone that comes in and is mega rich, and they'll put so much in, and if financial fair play is actually kept to, they can only put a certain amount in. The other way you go with that to make yourself mega rich and have unlimited funds is to make up sponsors, make up income, and a big smoke screen around you and your finances, and you don't really want to go down that road. For me, I don't, because you end up being possibly state owned, and it's a sports washing operation. And you look at Liverpool and you look at United, and they're both possibly up for sale now. And I think if one of those clubs falls into the hands of a state owned enterprise, I think it's horrible for football, and I mean that either way. I really, really do. MC says, why has he quit? MC, there's nothing being said. It just says that he will leave his position at the end of the year. There's nothing directly come from Julian Ward, from all I can tell. But the only kind of word coming out and being reported across media is that Liverpool, as I said again, surprised and disappointed. But that's not a direct quote either. Okay, just to let you know that. Go to Brighton and take all the new recruitment staff just to piss them off, says Jake. Oh yeah, they've had to replace everybody. Just because Chelsea have gone and done it. Chelsea have taken some of the Brighton recruitment team. We could raid Leipzig and Salzburg too, says Paul. But you don't know why they want to do this. Like, they could go out and say, we want those same positions but different people, or we have to do that because these people have decided to leave. We don't know if these people have been told of what's going on and decided to hand in resignations, or they've made a decision for their own life and their families or their career, and if something's come up that interests them more. They mightn't even be football fans. They might be just people that work in this area and have found something else. That's absolutely possible. Let me see. Gav, would you take Ralph Rangnick? Will you stop, Jake? At this hour of the day, making jokes like that. Dortmund sporting director since 2005, left in the summer. Michael Zorc, maybe a buddy of Klopp's, very close to Jurgen Klopp. Zorc is. Do FSG appoint new people, or will new owners want to do it themselves, as Kevin Ball? Well, that's the thing. Like, you have to go on the premise that Liverpool won't be sold, because we're still to this day 4 weeks, is it? 4 weeks after that announcement was made through, well, not announcement, that article was made that Liverpool are up for sale. We're only going on a quote from Liverpool to say that there's been speculation over owners and stuff like that, with Chelsea being the precursor for that. And that's it. Nobody at the club has come out and said they're for sale. Yes, we've seen then quotes after. I think Michael Gordon might have been quoted saying, you know, oh, we're open to this and we're open to that, but nothing definitive on a sale, or indeed a minority stake. There's nothing solid out there. There is rumour and there is speculation. You could rate it as strong, you could rate it as wherever you want, middle of the road, but overall, you know, there's just nothing there. So to go on the presumption that Liverpool are for sale and will be sold, you might be right, but again, you might be wrong. So it's hard to work out. You can absolutely argue that Liverpool are on the point of being sold, and these people leaving are just the first steps of what a new owner might do if their owner's being flagged. But again, you don't know. You absolutely don't know. Paul Jones doesn't want us to be state-owned either. I just think it's wrong. And I think alright with Newcastle and alright with Man City. It's nearly understandable because of who they think they are and what they actually are, and what they need to be, what they think they are, and that's what they've gone with. But Liverpool and Manchester United state-owned is just... listen, they're the two biggest clubs in the country by an absolute mile, and for one of them to be state-owned is just... it doesn't sit right with me. Calazzo says, within the current financial rules, aren't we currently able to spend close to 300 million through the lack of spending in recent years? Yes, maybe so, but the only thing I would say is what we bring in and what we bring in income and what our expenditure is fairly close to each other. We could go over it, we could, but it's not like we're bringing in, and I've yet to see us bring in 550 or 600 million quid and only spend 300 or 400 of it. Let me see. It will be an internal replacement, says Tommy. Nobody externally is going to take the job with FSG selling. G10 says, I have full confidence in our ability to identify talent. I worry with this brain drain about their abilities to get good deals over the line for incomings and outgoings. Jono says, let's be real, Gav, the club's for sale, and let's not be stupid here. Jono, I'm not telling you the club is for sale or not for sale. You can work on either presumption. It's for sale, it's not for sale, they're selling part of it, they're not selling part of it. You can absolutely work on any of those four presumptions, wherever way you like. Do I think they're for sale? I think they're genuinely looking. I think they're going to absolutely look at the market and see. But until it happens, I don't think we're going to know, Jono. So I don't think anybody's stupid here. I just think that you can make an argument across any of those four possibilities. You genuinely can. And on top of that, what's happening now is you can apply these two departures to any of those four as well. That's just the way it is. Listen, I'm not going to come on here and shout in the rooftops that Liverpool Football Club are for sale and they're going to go and this is that, because I don't know that, you know, and I just don't see the value in me coming on and do that. I wouldn't patronise you like that. I'm just telling you what has happened, how I see it, and I'll speculate on it, but I'm not going to tell you anything definite. Could they be for sale, Jono? Absolutely. But the way this business works, it'll probably come very, very close to it being complete before you would hear anything, and that's a minority or a full sale. And if they're not for sale, you probably won't hear anything because they just go, we're not for sale. But what's the point in saying anything? We don't want Ian Air and Dnipro on January 34th situations against us, G10. Yeah, that's right. Conor Plianka, wasn't it? We are allowed to spend 300 million, but that would mean we could spend nothing in the windows to come, says Kev O'Sullivan. John says, FSG now realising their model has run its course. We knew this was coming. The success was great, but the model was never sustainable. Too many things had to be perfect for it to work. You're absolutely spot on, Jono. But the model also does not work, or possibly does not work, because of the cheating going on elsewhere. If everything was above board, the model does work. It just maybe cannot compete with what's going on elsewhere. Mike Gordon is also stepping away, FSG right hand man. Yeah, that's probably the biggest the biggest interest to me at the moment. Although there is talk Billy Hogan's going to take more of a hold over Liverpool in going forward. Something must be seriously up behind the scenes. Be very interested to hear from Klopp soon, says Red Jabby. Yeah, but look, if they've both handed in their notice in June, right, and we don't know that, okay, that's what's being reported. But if they have, they're probably working on something. They know they have another 7-ish months to sort that out, and they will either sort it out or they will go down a different route. And again, we're just going to have to wait to see. Kevin Sullivan wants some predictions for Portugal v Ghana, which is kicking off in 5 minutes, and I'm very aware it's kicking off in 5 minutes, so I won't keep you too long. But look, I just wanted to come on, wanted to have a chat. Your comments again are excellent, and it makes you think and stuff like that. Mike actually was selling Newcastle for 10 years and used that excuse when the fans wanted to buy players. Are we buying in January? No, says Mark Simons. Well, we'll have to see. But if FSG want the best for Liverpool and are fully committed on and off the field, as they've said, only recently, in that 4 weeks ago, looking at that squad, they will need to do something in January. I don't think we can get through the season. The quality of the players are great, but the reliability is not. So, and a bit of luck thrown in there with regards to injuries, in fairness, like Luis Diaz, etc. Not great. But I think they will need to do something in January in order to just make top 4. Just get top 4, and then you look at it again this summer, and then you look to go again. So, and as well as that, you probably have to throw into the situation that Klopp 2026, 3 seasons after this one, I think it is. You know, they're probably looking at that and probably trying to size themselves up for that as well. So it's one of those. John says 100% Gava, don't blame FSG for the model not working, but unfortunately we know the authorities were never going to punish City. So if I'm FSG, I'm like, that's us done, let's move on. Another interesting thing on it, and I'll say this lastly, is it's gone very quiet again on the Super League, and maybe behind the scenes, that Super League, it's definitely something FSG want to get involved in because of the money that it can bring in. And then me and Liverpool could spend more money within the model, okay? Maybe something's come up with that they've looked and went, listen, FFP is not working. The Super League, we won't get it over the line. And maybe they have looked at it and went, we've brought this club as far as we possibly can. That's absolutely fine. It's not a sign of failure. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Who do you fancy for the World Cup? Spain and France looking good, says Paul Jones. I still think Argentina get out of their group. I'm dying to see Brazil tonight. I think that'd be really good. We're doing a watch along at 7 p.m. for that, Kevin, Chris. So if you want to watch our game and stick us on in your ears on YouTube, you can. Kevin, Chris having a good time watching the game, so you don't have to listen to all the other boring commentators. Check it out at 7. We'll be back at 10 as well with Today at the World Cup. Chris is staying on to do that along with Jonathan. We'll sort something out for tomorrow. We nearly have tomorrow sorted, but we will get it sorted. And as I said, Liverpool stuff comes up like this. We'll try jump on, whether it be 4 in the day, 8 at night, 9 at night. The times may change just as it happens and where we can fit them in. Let me see. But to answer your question, Paul, if Mbappe stays fit, he looks an animal, an absolute animal. But I'm dying to see Brazil. I think Argentina got out of their group. Germany were poor. Spain were really, really good to watch. I just want to see them in a tighter game of football to see how they get on, but they were brilliant. Costa Rica were poor. So many good games, so many good teams. So I don't know yet, but it usually gets a lot more tense and not great when it gets into the knockouts, doesn't it? Everyone doesn't want to lose as opposed to going out to win. If we do nothing in January, top 4 will be hard to get, says Kevin Ball. Can't rely on most of the lads in midfield. James says, no Jude then? Question mark. Don't know. Haven't got a Scooby about Jude Bellingham. But if the work that Trent Alexander-Arnold is doing at the World Cup as anything to go by, he should be a Liverpool fan or a Liverpool player by the start of June, because Trent looks like he's doing a fantastic job of that. Look, I'll leave you there. There has been 30 minutes or so. That has been the Kop update on the day that Liverpool hasn't been announced, but Julian Ward, Ian Graham will leave the club at the end of the season. I'm sure there's much more to come from that. Thanks for joining me. Over and out.